Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to really cut through the noise on topics that matter for living abroad. If you're thinking about Portugal, or maybe you're already here, you know it's exciting. But, well, let's be honest, the admin side can sometimes feel like a bit of a maze, right? Today, we're tackling a really crucial piece of that puzzle, auto insurance, or seguro automóvil. Our mission here is to unpack it all, give you the shortcuts, basically help you avoid the common headaches, turn something that seems complex into clear steps.
Absolutely. And, this isn't just about avoiding headaches. It's actually about the law. In Portugal, it's absolutely mandatory. Every single vehicle, even one just parked on the street, has to have insurance. It's non-negotiable.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Non-negotiable.
and the penalties for driving without it, they're severe. We're talking immediate vehicle impoundment by the police.
Ouch.
Right. Fines
Right.
from 500 euro up to 2,500 a year. And this is critical, full personal liability for any damages you cause.
So you're completely on the hook financially.
Completely. And if there's a serious accident, you could even be looking at criminal charges. You also have to carry proof of insurance all the time. That's your green card or Carta Verde. So yeah, it really underlines that this isn't optional.
Okay. Immediate impoundment, personal liability, maybe even criminal charges. It's definitely something you don't want to mess up. So let's unpack this. Let's start with the basic types of coverage you'll find here. What's the absolute minimum people need to know?
Right. The absolute baseline is third-party liability insurance. In Portuguese, that's Seguro de Responsabilidade Civil Obrigatória. Think of it as your essential safety net. It basically covers damage you might cause to other vehicles, injuries to other people, and damage to third-party property.
Okay. Other people, other cars.
Exactly. And it usually includes your legal defense costs, too, should you need them.
Okay, so just to be really clear then, if I cause an accident, my own car repairs, or, say, my own medical bills, those are not covered by this basic policy.
That's exactly right. A really crucial distinction. This mandatory cover does not pay for damage to your own car, your own medical costs, or if your car gets stolen.
Got it.
The law sets minimum coverage amounts, which are currently 6.07 million for bodily injury and 1.22 million for property damage per accident. Cost-wise, for a standard driver profile, you're probably looking at around 150 to 300 euro a year for this basic level.
Okay, 150, 300 part for the minimum. So for people who want a bit more security than just the bare minimum, what's the kind of next step up?
Well, the next level is usually third party with fire and theft. That's terceros con incendio ubo. This adds a pretty significant layer of protection. You still get the third-party liability, but it also covers your vehicle if it's stolen or damaged by fire.
Right, theft and fire, that sounds useful.
Yeah, and it often includes windshield cover, too, which is handy. Plus, you usually get basic roadside assistance bundled in. That can be incredibly helpful, especially, if you're new to the country and the roads. This type of policy generally costs somewhere between, say, 200 euro and 400 euro per year. Depends a bit on your car's value, of course.
And then for the full package, the one that gives the most peace of mind, I guess, that's comprehensive coverage, right? Seguro de danos propios, or sometimes called all risks.
Exactly. That's the most extensive cover you can get. It includes everything from the third-party liability.
Right.
But the key difference is it also covers damage to your own vehicle,
Yeah.
even if the accident was your fault.
Okay, that's the big one. Protects your own car no matter what.
Precisely. It's about protecting your investment, and on top of that, it typically covers things like vandalism, damage from natural disasters, storms, floods, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
You also usually get enhanced roadside assistance, maybe more towing options, a replacement vehicle while yours is in the shop, and personal accident cover for you, the driver.
Okay, that sounds, well, comprehensive. What's the damage for that, cost-wise?
Well, because it covers so much more, it's understandably pricier. You're generally looking at a range of 350 euro to maybe 800 or even more per year. It really depends heavily on your car's value and your specific driver profile.
Right, the driver profile. That brings us neatly to the next big question. We've seen the types of cover, but what actually influences that final price? How do they calculate these premiums? What does it all mean for your wallet?
Good question. It breaks down into basically two areas.
Yeah.
Factors related to you, the driver, and factors related to the car itself.
Okay.
So on the driver's side, age and experience are massive. Here's something really important for newcomers. If you're under 25, expect significantly higher premiums, like potentially double what an older, experienced driver pays.
Double. Wow.
Yeah. And even if you're over 25, but you're considered a new driver in the Portuguese system, maybe you just got your license or you haven't proven your history yet, you could face surcharges of 50 to 100% initially.
Oof. So bringing proof of driving history from back home is key then.
Absolutely key. especially a no-claim certificate. We'll touch on that. Once you're over 25 and have established a good driving record here or brought proof, you'll generally move towards standard rates.
Okay, so age, experience, what else about the driver?
Your driving history.
Yeah.
This is where the no-claims bonus system comes in. It's called the bonus malus system in Portugal. Think of it like a reward scheme for safe driving. You usually start at class 0, paying the full base premium, 100%.
Right.
Then, for every year you don't make a claim where you're at fault, you move up a class, and your premium drops usually by about 5–10% per year. You can eventually reach a maximum bonus level, maybe class 8 up to 13, depending on the insurer, which could slash your premium by 45%, even up to 60%.
That's a huge saving.
It really is. But and this is the malice part. Have just one at-fault accident, and you can drop down 2 or even 3 classes instantly.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it can wipe out years of discounts just like that.
Yeah.
And it means higher premiums for the next 3 to 5 years. So it genuinely pays to be careful on the road.
No kidding. Huge incentive. You mentioned bringing proof from abroad. How does that actually work with this bonus malus system? Do insurers here accept foreign driving records?
That's a really common question, and the answer is sometimes. Portuguese insurers may accept foreign no-claim certificates. Certificates from EU countries are generally recognized, which is great. But if your record is from outside the EU, you'll likely need to get it officially translated and validated. It's worth asking potential insurers up front.
Definitely something to check. Okay, so that covers the driver factors. What about the car itself?
Right, the vehicle-related factors. The car's specs matter a lot. Its make, model, the year it was made, engine size and power, its current market value, even safety features like, advanced emergency braking systems can sometimes influence the cost.
Makes sense. Newer, safer cars might get slightly better rates.
Sometimes, yeah. Then there's usage and location. Where you drive makes a difference. Driving mainly in big cities like Lisbon or Porto usually means higher premiums because there's just more traffic, more risk.
Compared to the countryside.
Exactly. Rural areas often have lower rates. They'll also ask about your estimated annual mileage, how much you expect to drive, and where you park the car. A secure garage is usually seen as lower risk than parking on the street.
Okay, lots of moving parts there. So once you've figured out what cover you need and have a rough idea of the costs, where do you actually go to buy this insurance? Who sells it?
You've got a few main options. First, there are the traditional Portuguese insurers, big names, like Fidelidade. They're the largest in terms of market share, they have a huge network of repair shops, and importantly for many listeners, they offer multi-language support.
Good to know.
Then there's Tranquilidade, which is now part of the Generali Group, also a strong nationwide presence, generally good claim service, and they often do bundled discounts if you get, say, home insurance with them too. And Ageas Seguros. They took over AXA Portugal a while back. They're known for having pretty good online tools and can be competitive, especially if you're a safer driver.
Right, the big established names. What about other options?
Then you have the direct or online insurers. These often have lower overheads, so potentially lower prices.
Oh, okay.
Teleseguros is very online focused. Good if you're comfortable managing everything digitally. Logo is actually Ageas's direct brand. They offer simpler products, quick online quotes, 24/7 support. And Seguro Directo. They're quite popular with expats, actually. They sell direct, often have English-speaking staff, and are generally seen as having clear, transparent pricing.
Okay, so you can go direct online or use the traditional guys, but I've also heard a lot about using brokers, especially for expats. Is that a good route?
Oh, absolutely. That's an excellent point. Using expat-friendly brokers can be a really smart move. Companies like Sterling Insurance, Inup Expat, C1 Brokers, Liberty Expat, they specialize in helping foreign residents.
What's the advantage?
Well, several things. They often have access to specific policies or discounts tailored for expats that you might not find going direct. Crucially, they speak your language. They understand the specific challenges, like dealing with foreign driving records or residency permits. They can basically shop the market for you, explain the T&Cs clearly, and really act as your advocate. It can save a lot of time, hassle, and potentially money, too.
That sounds incredibly helpful, especially when you're navigating a new system. Okay, so whether you choose a direct insurer, a traditional one, or a broker, what's the actual process? What paperwork do foreigners need to get sorted?
Right. Getting your documents ready is key. You'll need a few things. For personal documents, your NIF, that's your Portuguese tax ID number, super important.
Got it. NIF.
Proof of your Portuguese address, like a rental contract or utility bill, your valid driver's license, of course, and your residence permit or certificate is applicable. Then for the vehicle documents, you need the Documento Unico Automobile, often called the DUA. That's the single document combining registration and ownership details.
DUA. Okay.
If the car is 4 years old or more, you'll need a valid IPO certificate. That's the Inspeção Periódica Obrigatória, the mandatory roadworthiness test. And you'll need the original purchase documents or proof of ownership.
What about if you're bringing a car from another country, importing it?
Ah, yes, good point. That's a specific process. You'll initially need temporary insurance from your home country that covers Portugal until you get the car registered here. You have a deadline, usually 180 days from when the car enters Portugal to complete the legalization process, get Portuguese number plates, matriculas, and only then, once it has Portuguese plates and the DUA, can you switch over to a local Portuguese insurance policy.
Okay, that 180-day deadline sounds important for importers. So we've talked about the main types of cover, the bonus malus system. Are there any key add-ons or extra bits of cover people should really think about adding to their policy?
Yes, definitely. There are a few valuable extras that can really round out your protection and are often worth the small additional cost. Legal protection, proteção jurídica, is a good one. It covers legal fees if you get into a dispute related to an accident, helps with processing claims against another party, usually only costs around 20–40 euro a year extra.
That sounds potentially useful.
Very much so. Then there's roadside assistance, assistência in Bavarian. This is almost essential, I'd say. It gives you 247 help if you break down, includes towing, often free towing from kilometer zero, meaning even from your doorstep, and sometimes options for a replacement car.
Yeah, breaking down is never fun, especially in a foreign country.
Exactly. Another one is driver and passenger protection. This covers medical expenses or provides benefits for death or disability for anyone injured inside your car, including yourself, often just an extra 10–30 euros a year. And finally, if you plan on driving outside the standard European zone, maybe a trip to Morocco, you might need extended territorial coverage. Standard policies cover the EU and some neighbors, but you can pay to extend it further.
Right, good to know about those extras.
Yeah.
Now, the scenario nobody wants, but everyone needs to be prepared for an accident. What do you actually do if you're involved in one in Portugal? What are the immediate steps?
Okay, deep breaths first. Safety is paramount. Check if anyone is injured. If so, call 1112 immediately. That's the emergency number for ambulance, police, fire brigade across Europe.
1 till 12. Got it.
Then, if it's safe, take photos. Lots of photos.
Right.
Of the scene, the positions of the cars, the damaged all vehicles involved, road signs, everything. Exchange information with the other drivers, names, addresses, insurance details, vehicle registrations. Stay calm and polite, even if it's tense.
Okay, photos, info exchange. What about paperwork?
This is crucial. You need to fill out the Declaração Amigável de Acidente Automóvel, DAAA. This is the European Accident Statement form. Insurers usually provide one with your policy documents. Keep it in your car. Both drivers should fill out the same form together, agree on the circumstances if possible, and both sign it. Make sure you each keep a copy.
So try to fill that form out right there at the scene.
Ideally, yes, if it's a minor incident and everyone agrees. If there are injuries, major disagreements, or significant damage, you should call the police via 112 or the direct GNR PSP number to make a report. Then, critically, you must notify your insurer. Usually within 48 hours is best practice, but legally you have up to 8 days to submit the DAAA form and any other documents. Don't delay.
48 hours notice, 8 days for the form. Okay. And then what happens with getting the car fixed? Does it depend heavily on your insurance type?
Oh, massively. Huge difference. If you have comprehensive cover, danos proprios, it's relatively straightforward. You typically have a choice.
Yeah.
Use one of the insurer's approved repair shops. They often bill the insurer directly. Less hassle for you. Or you can choose your own garage, pay them, and get reimbursed by the insurer, minus your deductible, of course. And if your policy includes it, you'll likely get a courtesy car while yours is being fixed.
Okay, comprehensive sounds much easier for repairs. What if you only have that basic third-party liability?
Right, if you only have third party and the accident wasn't your fault, you have to claim against the other driver's insurance company for your repairs. Your own insurer basically won't pay for your car's damage. They might provide legal assistance, proteção jurídica, if you added it, to help you pursue the claim against the other party, but they won't fix your car.
Ah, okay. So with third party only, you're doing the chasing yourself, essentially.
Pretty much. It can be a lot more complicated and time-consuming. And if the accident was your fault, well, with third party only, you're paying for your own repairs out of pocket. That's a key reason many people opt for more comprehensive cover, especially for newer or more valuable cars.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Everyone wants to save money, especially when setting up life in a new place. What are some practical, actionable tips for getting lower auto insurance premiums in Portugal?
Yeah, there are definitely ways to trim the costs. One common strategy is to increase your deductible, or franquia. That's the amount you agree to pay yourself in case of a claim on your own vehicle. Higher deductible usually means a lower annual premium.
Okay, trade off there. Pay less now, potentially more if you claim.
Exactly. Another easy win is often to pay your premium annually rather than monthly or quarterly. You can often save 5%, maybe even 10%, just by paying up front for the year. Also, bundle your policies. If you need home insurance too, ask your insurer about discounts for having both policies with them. Sometimes life insurance can be bundled too.
Good tip. What else?
Installing security features can help. If your car has a certified alarm or immobilizer, make sure your insurer knows. It reduces the theft risk. And if you don't actually drive that much, ask about limited mileage discounts. Some insurers offer lower rates if you commit to driving under a certain number of kilometers per year.
Right, worth asking about if you're a low mileage driver.
Absolutely. But probably the single most important tip, comparison shop. Seriously, don't just take the first quote you get or blindly renew with your current provider.
Use those comparison websites?
Yes, use online comparators like Comparaja or Compare o Mercado. They're really useful for getting a quick overview. Aim to get at least 3 quotes. And make sure you're comparing apples to apples the exact same levels of coverage, deductibles, and add-ons. Check customer reviews too if you can. Sometimes the cheapest isn't always the best if their claim service is poor. Consider the total package.
Great practical advice. Now, thinking specifically about our listeners who are foreign residents or maybe planning to move, are there any particular pitfalls or nuances they should be extra aware of?
Yeah, a few things specific to the expat experience. Language barriers obviously can be a hurdle. If your Portuguese isn't fluent yet, actively request policy documents in English if the insurer offers them. Or use one of those expat-friendly brokers we mentioned that's often their main selling point. Make absolutely sure you understand what you're covered for before you sign. And maybe keep a translated accident statement form, the DAA, in your glove box, just in case.
Good preparation tip. What about people just visiting for a while?
Right, temporary visitors. If you're driving a foreign registered car, your insurance from your home country is generally valid for short stays, provided your green card explicitly lists Portugal, which it usually does for EU policies. But remember that 183-day limit we talked about. After roughly 6 months in Portugal within a year, you're generally considered resident and legally required to register the vehicle locally and get Portuguese insurance. Don't overstay on foreign plates.
Okay, 183 days is the magic number there. Anything else for expats?
Just touching on specific vehicle types.
Yeah.
If you have a classic car, look for specialist policies. They often work on an agreed value basis and offer limited mileage discounts. For motorcycles, the legal insurance requirement is the same as for cars. It's usually cheaper, but theft risk can be higher in cities, so consider theft cover. Some policies even cover protective gear and electric vehicles, EVs. With Portugal encouraging EVs, specific insurance is common. Premiums might even be slightly lower due to perceived lower risk. Key things to check are specific cover for the expensive battery, protection against theft of charging cables, and maybe even cover for your home charging station.
Ah, good points for EV owners. Okay, last big topic. Switching insurers. People might want to do it for various reasons. When is a good time to think about switching? How do you actually do it properly? And crucially, what common mistakes should people try hard to avoid?
Right, switching. You should definitely consider switching if your premium goes up significantly at renewal time, or if you've had a bad experience making a claim, or simply if you shop around and find a much better offer elsewhere for the same coverage. Also, if your circumstances change, maybe you bought a cheaper car, moved to a lower risk area, your kids have grown up and stopped driving your car.
So check every renewal.
Absolutely. Don't assume your current insurer is still the best deal. Now, how to switch? Timing is important. Start looking about a month, maybe 30 days, before your current policy expires or renews. Get new quotes based on your current no-claims bonus level. You'll need proof of this, so request your bonus certificado de tarifação from your current insurer. They have to provide it. Once you've chosen a new provider and accepted their quote, you need to cancel your old policy properly. This usually means sending written notice registered mail is best before the renewal date. Check your old policy's terms for the notice period. And critically, avoid any gaps in coverage. Make sure your new policy starts the exact day your old one ends. Driving even 1 day uninsured is illegal.
Okay, timing, get the certificate, cancel properly, no gaps. Got it.
What are the big mistakes people make here?
Okay, common mistakes to avoid. Number one, underinsuring. Just getting the absolute minimum third party might seem cheap, but it could leave you massively exposed if you have a serious accident or your car is damaged or stolen. Think about your actual risk and assets.
Right, cheap isn't always cheerful.
Exactly. Number two, making language assumptions. If you don't fully understand the Portuguese terms in your policy, get help. Use a broker, ask for English docs, don't just sign and hope for the best. Three, renewal complacency. We mentioned this, but it's huge. Insurers often rely on inertia. Always compare prices at renewal. It's a competitive market.
Loyalty doesn't always pay, often doesn't. Fourth, forgetting crucial add-ons. Things like comprehensive roadside assistance might seem like small extras, but they can be invaluable when you actually need them. Don't skimp without thinking it through. And finally, number five, claims delays. If something happens, report it to your insurer immediately. Waiting too long can complicate things or even give them grounds to deny the claim. Follow the timelines we discussed.
Excellent. That's a really clear list of pitfalls to steer clear of. Well, this has certainly been a deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground on auto insurance in Portugal. Hopefully, for everyone listening, whether you're new here or a long-term resident, this makes navigating it all feel less like a maze and more like a clear path. Being informed really is key. So, just to recap your next steps. First, gather your key documents, your license, your NIF, your car's DUA, the IPO certificate if needed. Second, really think about your needs, what level of coverage makes sense for your car's value and your personal risk tolerance. Third, compare those quotes. Use the online tools, talk to brokers, get at least 3 options. Fourth, read the fine print carefully. Make sure you understand the deductibles, the exclusions, everything. And finally, get your insurance sorted before you need it. Don't risk driving uninsured, even for a short time.
Absolutely. And, getting this right, making informed choices about your insurance, it really does contribute massively to your peace of mind here. It's one less thing to worry about, freeing you up to actually, enjoy the amazing experience of living in Portugal. It's not just ticking a legal box. It's about securing your daily life.
Well said. And it leaves us with a final thought for you to ponder. Considering how vital something like auto insurance is for just getting around day to day in Portugal, what other seemingly minor bureaucratic steps, things you might initially overlook, could actually hold major implications for your overall experience as a resident here? What else should you perhaps be proactively researching? Keep diving deep.